What if I told you that the average person anywhere around the world is a prisoner, trapped, living in their own immediate perceptions of reality? Literally had to do that like 10 times. Anyways, using Plato's philosophical allegory of the cave concept, I will show you what I mean. This is Plato. Plato's story begins with a group of prisoners who have been trapped their entire lives inside this dark cave, only able to stare at the shadows cast on the wall. These shadows ultimately become the only reality these prisoners ever experience. One day, one prisoner is freed. He realizes that the shadows inside the cave were merely just shadows, replicas of the real forms of reality he experienced outside the cave. He then goes back inside the cave to try to free the other prisoners. After explaining to the other prisoners the reality he experienced outside the cave, beyond the shadows, well, the prisoners thought he had turned foolish and believed they would be harmed too if they would go outside. So they didn't. They would rather stay inside with their narrow beliefs and not witness what the other escapee witnessed outside the cave. As you can see, Plato's story represents the world of deception and the intricate nature of human perception. Through his allegory, Plato's warning you about the constraints that can be ingrained in your mind through a lifetime of conditioning, preventing you from ever evolving. So, how does Plato's story apply to us today? Technology has rapidly created a culture of comparison, where self-worth is tied to external validation rather than internal validation. The shadows on the wall for you today are orchestrated by a select group of billionaires who keep you distracted with a filtered reality, conveniently smothering you with immediate pleasure designed to keep you distracted and living in the shadows. Social media services, pornography, consumerism, all serve to reinforce this superficial, elusive lifestyle filled with material possessions and superficial connections. If you are a prisoner living in this type of system, you will indeed began feeling societal pressure to chase after fleeting trends or whatever it is this system pressures you to chase after. These elites have carefully crafted this materialistic reality that looks increasingly real and authentic, imprisoning you within a system deeply entrenched in capitalism and materialism, while simultaneously indoctrinating the entire world. What's most alarming about this whole thing is that you are being indoctrinated into this system without you even realizing it at a very young age, which makes it harder for you to grow inwardly. It's what Friedrich Nietzsche would call the castration of the mind, by conditioning you to value conformity over individuality. The system today prepares you like fit into a mold, becoming a compliant worker in the capitalist system rather than an independent thinker, like my boy Plato, who was an independent thinker who challenged the system back. These illusions you are being fed perpetuate an unhealthy cycle where you prioritize competition, money, power. This systemic indoctrination slowly disconnects you from your authentic self, substituting genuine aspirations for meaningless ambitions. Celebrity culture is a great example that constantly reinforces this elusive lifestyle. Desperation for fame and financial abundance becomes a modern-day cave imprisonment, where the demands of capitalism and materialism overshadow the innate human desire for inner personal growth and self-actualization. To prevent this from happening to you, use Plato's story as a tool that can help you transcend beyond the state of illusion he says you live in. As a result of materialism, truly unaware of the deeper truth that lie beyond your immediate perceptions of reality. By practicing self-reflection and guided meditation, you can begin to break free from this pragmatic, filtered way you've been conditioned to see reality and liberate yourself. Plato's theory challenges you to embrace reality in a more phenomenological way. He calls this the true nature of reality, based on universal values. In this final stage, you begin to grow inwardly, where your soul starts to synchronize with your mind and body, nourishing it, making it a lot harder for anything to distract you, manipulate you, or control you.